So my question to you today is, what happens if your device is destroyed, run over by a bus, mum washes it in the washing machine, whatever? What would you do for your school stuff? If you've lost it all and you've had no protection for that, then you really need to consider having some type of backup strategy. It doesn't matter which device you're on, there should be some method of you actually having your data stored somewhere else so that you have a backup. So here's some of the options. Firstly, you all have a Google Drive account. You all therefore have the option to put files into that account. And I know a lot of you are already doing that, but I want to encourage you to consider putting all of your files in there. If you're on a laptop, you could even install the Google Drive application, which should make it even easier. That way, if you've got the files on your computer and it does get run over by a bus, you have a backup ready to go straight away. Also, many of you have computers or laptops which have USB drives on them. You could easily connect in a USB thumb drive to the side and copy your data. The trouble with that is you've got to remember to do it on a regular basis. So maybe you should set a calendar reminder to do it once a week and to copy your files. It's not as strong as storing everything in the cloud, but it certainly would work for you. If you're lucky enough to use a Macintosh computer, there is some options that are built straight into there. One of them is called Time Machine, and it's a fantastic application so that you can just have a hard drive which you hook into your computer, and whenever it's hooked in, it will actually back up the files that you want it to do on a regular basis. You don't need to do anything more than hook the hard drive in. It could be as simple as going home and just doing that once in a while. Really recommend probably at least once a week. But if you're in the middle of a major assignment, you'd probably want to do it more often. If you are using an iPad, one option for you as well is to store your work in the Apple cloud. So not Google's cloud, but Apple's cloud. And so therefore, what they quite often refer to as iCloud will have a copy of all your work there. And I have one example from last year of a student who thought he'd lost everything off an iPad when it got smashed accidentally, and it turned out that there was a couple of things we could do. Firstly, we were able to hook in a USB cable and get the files off there. But secondly, because they had been storing their documents in Pages and other things in the Apple iCloud, it also gave us a backup. So a couple of things you should consider that would make your life a bit easier. I think every student should have some type of backup plan, and so therefore today there's going to be a form that I want you to fill in after you spend a little bit of time researching on the web how it is that you plan on backing up your data. Early next term, there'll be some details about how you can apply to get the Techno certificate for 2014 when you've completed all the tasks that we've set. I encourage you to continue to talk to ICT integrators whenever you are having a problem and need some assistance. Come and see us. We're more than happy to help. In fact, it's far better to ask for help early on than after something has gone really bad. Thanks a lot.